This news update is brought to you by...
Say hello to Carol. Carol talks for a living, from morning till night. So she relies on Flo's crystal clear home phone service brought to her through Flo's 100% fiber to the home network. It keeps her in the know, and because she bundles her mobile broadband and TV services, she enjoys huge savings, so she can enjoy much more for much less. So visit any Flo retail outlet, call 1-800-804-2994, or visit discoverflow.co to find out more. One-of-a-kind connection. This is how we flow.
This is the Barbados Today afternoon update for Friday, June 3rd. Thanks for joining us. I am Fernella Wedderburn. We begin with an assurance to Barbados and the rest of the region that the Zika virus has not had a significant impact on the critical tourism industry. The mosquito-borne virus, which is linked to serious birth defects, is prevalent in several Caribbean countries. But President of the Caribbean Hotel Association, Caroline Trubetskoy, told the media at Caribbean Week on the way in New York that Zika is still being monitored.
But for the Caribbean, in CHTA, we ran a little review with a survey with our own hotels, and while some said yes, there was impact, especially with wedding groups or baby mooners, the overall response, however, was that it had not affected the overall business to the extent that the numbers were down. So we got messages back that the business was not affected. So it's really very, very different from hotel to hotel and island to island. And I think that there are still a lot of markets that are not concerned about the Zika virus, which, as you know, is a mild virus. Only 1 in 5 persons would show symptoms. The one concern is the connection to microcephaly, which of course would certainly affect a baby mooners or a woman that wants to get pregnant's decision where to travel.
Tourism officials are working closely with the Caribbean Public Health Agency to promote an education campaign on the prevention of the spread of Zika. Chairman of the Caribbean Tourism Organization, Barbados' Tourism Minister Richard Seeley, noted that the region has not had a high level of infection cases.
I understand the question of perception, especially for visitors who may be thinking of starting a family or adding to a family. But the statistical reality is that the incidence of Zika has been quite minimal in the Caribbean. We have members of CTO that haven't had a single case. We have most probably single-digit numbers. So we are. It is not an epidemic in the Caribbean in CTO as far as we see it, but it is something we are very conscious of.
Meantime, local tourism officials are encouraging members of the diaspora to come home to join in the celebration of the island's 50th anniversary of independence. The local delegation attending this year's Caribbean Week in New York has been telling Barbadians living in the U.S. that the island is alive and energized and they should be part of the Jubilee celebrations. CEO of the Barbados Tourism and Marketing Inc., William Griffith, tells Barbados Today that members in North America have also been holding their own events to mark the milestone.
They have been staging their own events. There's a major one in Tampa, I believe it's next Saturday, and then a couple of weeks later there's Orlando. There are events in New York, and our teams are truly involved. There's also Toronto as well. So our teams are definitely involved in trying to promote that aspect of it. And a lot of our hotels as well have been offering special packages for the diaspora, trying to attract them to come down this year.
Griffith added that he is pleased with the performance of the local tourism industry so far this year, particularly the increased airlift and the number of hotel rooms.
Barbados is doing extremely well in terms of driving business to the island, especially out of the United States this year. And really that energy is translated into really it's the growth in capacity of airlines, which has been buoying the success that we've had, and also the increase in hotel rooms as well. So we think that 200 rooms of Sandals and the Sam Lord's Castle by Wyndham and the Sugar Bay Resort and all the wonderful new renovations that have been happening has helped it. And you cap that off with all of the significant events that really are bookmarking every single month that we have. So we've gone from this year from the Reggae Festival and the Naniki Festival. We've had the major sports events. We've had Lewis Hamilton, and we're really segueing into crop over. We think and we want crop over to be extremely special this year, and we think in this our anniversary year that we're onto something.
In other news, Akanni McDowall's leadership of the National Union of Public Workers is under threat yet again. And this time, he's accusing the union's highest decision-making body of accepting a new Medicare plan without considering all the facts. In a 3-page letter signed by McDowall dated May 20th, 2016 and submitted to the National Council last week, he seeks to make it clear that at no time throughout the process did he make any unilateral decision in relation to the plan. Our Emmanuel Joseph has more.
However, he took the council to task for going ahead and accepting Sagicor as the insurance provider and Capita as its broker without investigating all other available options. Barbados today has received a copy of the letter in which McDowall also accuses the council of shutting out alternative proposals from the new chairman of the NUPW's Insurance Inc. board, Tyrone Law. The letter said that on May the 5th, 2016, a special council meeting was convened and chaired by the first vice president of the NUPW in the absence of the president, where Capita was given an opportunity to present their proposals before the council. The letter went on to say that unfortunately, that equal opportunity was not afforded the chairman of the Insurance Inc. to present the board's proposal and therefore could not fulfill the mandate as entrusted to them by the said council previously. As a result, according to the letter, the council made an ill-informed decision to accept Capita as a broker and Sagicor as a provider to carry the NUPW's insurance plan. McDowall also condemned the previous board of the NUPW Insurance Inc. for the role it played leading up to Insurance Corporation of Barbados (ICBL) terminating its coverage of the Medicare policy. Emmanuel Joseph for Barbados Today.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Secure your future, be financially strong. Since 1983, we have been there for you. A smart range of products, great tax benefits. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. Humble beginnings to smart loans, smart savings. Save smart and borrow smarter. That's the move for me. Stability, prosperity. We're the solution to your hopes and your dreams. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union. The Barbados Workers Union Cooperative Credit Union.
We pick up with reports out of Trinidad of Venezuelan nationals flocking to that country to buy food to take back home amidst a worsening situation in Caracas. More from Ansel Gims of TV6 News.
Officials say about 75 people from Venezuela enter Trinidad legally via the Cedros port every 2 days. That's an increase of about 500% in the past 2 years.
98% of the people who illegally come through here, we are sure 98% of them do in fact return and do not overspend their time here.
But this port was only built to accommodate about 10% of the traffic now coming its way, leading to a number of challenges. There aren't enough washrooms, there's inadequate seating, the jetty is poorly lit, and there's a leaking cesspit. Police are also looking into complaints from Cedros residents about Venezuelans coming and overnighting in public places.
And over in the U.S., 5 Fort Hood soldiers are dead and another 4 missing in Texas floodwaters. Reports are that they were on a training mission when floodwaters overturned their military vehicle after it became stuck in a flooded creek. More in this report now from the CNN.
We're told that that truck was passing through a low-lying area. This was an area that was hard hit by heavy rains yesterday, flash flood waters very intense, and that the truck overturned, those 12 soldiers spilling into the water. 3 of them were recovered As you mentioned, 5 have been found dead, and the search will continue this morning for the remaining 4. Although more rain expected here in the area, which would obviously complicate search and rescue efforts as that process continues, but it has already been some time. This accident happened just around midday yesterday, and they weren't able to find all of the bodies yesterday, so that search will continue. Obviously, and as I mentioned, complicated by the search efforts today, will be complicated by the fact that probably more rain is expected to fall on this area.
And that's news and sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. Also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're also on Izumi Media and bus terminals or screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you, as well as Channel 99 on Flow TV and Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Fernella Wedderburn. Good afternoon.